Hello and welcome to chapter 85. Chapter 85 of World's Longest Suicide Note. My name is Roger, and when I'm having a bad day, my mind immediately goes to thoughts of suicidal, suicide ideation, thoughts of not being here anymore. So that's the story. But even though I am suicidal by definition, quite a bit, I am not a mental health provider, practitioner, or anyone you should be like taken seriously in terms of making life decisions. All right. So anyway, now that I said that, and obviously the last time we got together, this was not the painting we were talking about. We were doing the banana thing, and we did that. It's done. And now we're doing a doggy. I got two dogs. These aren't my dogs. These are just dogs. I am a dog person. More than a cat person. Nothing wrong with cats at all. They're nice enough creatures. Some of them, let's just be honest. Some cats are dicks. And really care far more about themselves than about you. There's some narcissistic cats out there. Just saying. So anyway, I'm going to mix some. Ow! Sometimes when you're dumping paints, my calibration's off. I need this much, but then I go, and now I got to add more of the other color, and then it becomes back and forth, and I end up with way too much of a certain color that I really don't need. This is going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Not going to worry about it. Plenty of other things to worry about more than that. That being said, it's coming out a little bit late. All right. I got a little bit more of this. Let's just take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Did I take it easy enough? I'm not a big fan of wasting paint. Once and there's different ways that, I get satisfaction out of mixing just enough of it to do the job. But then it's what happens if you need more later of that same color? Well, you're screwed. You can get close, but, this is where I want to be. But I always watched Bob Ross and those shows, and he had this palette full of paint, and sometimes he didn't even use globs of paint. He just wouldn't use that color. Why do you have that color on there if you're not even going to use it? And it's just sitting out there. But I guess if you're Bob Ross and it's you have your own paint, you can do whatever you want. Right. Okay. So yes, I'm going to tie this all in here, but I'm going to talk about one specific thing in regards to this painting, this specific painting. If you've seen the other videos, what I'm doing right now is I'm getting some paintings together for a show. And the show is going to be a bunch of art that I'm going to be selling for the American Cancer Society. I have here we have First Friday. A lot of places they have First Friday art walks or Last Friday art walks, or where people get together and they stroll around and drink their wine and look at art. And it's all very sophisticated. And so, that being said, I have in October, I'm doing it as my campaign, so to speak, as an ambassador for When Men Wear Pink, When Wear Wink. So every October, a bunch of guys get together across the country, support breast cancer research and awareness. I mean, yeah, awareness is great. I think people are pretty much aware of it, but it's also about getting mammograms, doing all the screening steps. So encouraging folks to do that, and if they haven't made mammography appointment, to get that done, for sure. So anyway, everyone has, all the different ambassadors have different ways and means that they're going to raise money, and it's super cool to be part of a group that's really that interested in, we kind of get together and we, like guys do, it starts out pretty fun, but then it gets all competitive, and then we're like getting competitive with other, and it's all good, because the winner is the American Cancer Society. And but I mean, we have a group of guys that just like knock themselves out to beat the other guy, or to beat the other, community. And all in all, I mean, I just want to be part of a solution. I lost both my parents to cancer, and I think I've mentioned that before. And so it's a personal situation for me. But I think the tie-in, what I'm trying to say is sometimes we, because this is, I'm doing art, not so much for my expression, for me to be able to put out in the world, this is me, and this is what I'm thinking or feeling. Sometimes we put things out there that we know people will purchase. And some of the stuff that I've done, for myself, like some of the dark stuff, and I really don't do that all that often. But I mean, that stuff probably won't appeal to a great many people. And so I know that I have to, appeal, put things out there that people are going to want to purchase. And so I do, I'm doing a few more like commercially not acceptable, but some paintings that I feel strongly that are going to bring in some money. Because at the end of the day, that's my goal of this is to raise funds. And in order to do that, I need to sell paintings. And the nice thing is that I'm selling paintings and people are getting tax. You could buy art and get a tax deduction for it. So, I mean, I want that's how people are going to support my campaign, is they make a donation, they get a painting. And so I need paintings that people actually want to, and dogs are always something that resonates. I'm gonna do some that people are gonna be like, what is this, and what, I mean, I'll put some of that stuff out there, but I also, I have to have a variety, but I think that as a person dealing with depression and 3 other diagnoses, I am not putting a face, putting something out there that may not represent what I'm feeling, thinking, or feeling, but is more socially acceptable. I'm used to that. This is, in essence, the life of a mentally ill person in America at this stage, and I'm sure other places. I'm just saying, I don't have that perspective. And I'm painting a lot of this with my fingers because, you know what? I like painting with my fingers. I've always liked that, that tactile, that get in here and push it around. And that's always been something that I've enjoyed doing. So this is a good one for that. Anyway, and so there's the knowledge is important. The knowledge that, okay, this is what this is about. I don't always have to express my inner thoughts and feelings because the painting is what's doing me good. The act of painting, the act of sitting down and doing something constructive, creative, that's what's checking those boxes for me, and I get to share that in a way, and so I don't mind. It doesn't bother me that this is not a representation of how I'm thinking, feeling, acting today. This is for the mass population, and so people may say, "Oh, well, that's being disingenuous," or "You're not being fully open, transparent, whatever." This is for something, and it's for something that's important to me. And it's not about changing who I am. It doesn't change my thoughts or things like that. It just, for me, the act, I could be painting anything. If I feel like my thoughts and actions are in the right place towards why I want to do something like this, for hopefully to do some good. I feel that's the most important part. Not just being. I think there's a real idea that as long as I'm open and honest and transparent, then that's what's most important. Well, you still got to function. There's times when being open and honest is a detriment. Puts you in direct path, and I'm not saying as a general rule, but if you take it to the extreme where it's like it's open, I am an open book or nothing. I mean, you're not going to get a lot done. For me especially, I'm not going to get a lot done if because I'm all about moving forward and pushing that stuff aside to where I could be productive in society and say, okay, I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting the mask on and doing your job, because that doesn't mean that you don't do the self-work. That doesn't mean that you ignore things. You're just saying to the world, I'm not there right now, but I have to be because I have responsibilities. So I am going to put my best face on, literally, and I'm going to move forward with that. In that time, is that open, transparent? No. Not to the degree of where you are at that moment and what that means to you. It's like, I'm going to tell you everything that I am thinking and feeling, but I'm going to do it in a different way, or I'm going to show it in a different way. And people can see it, I mean, but they could also understand that this is how we get through some days, or this is how we work towards feeling better, because it's all about being present. And sometimes to be present, to actually be present and not, you're not at 100%. You're here, you're doing things. You may still be masking, you may start with a big old thick mask that just has a smiley face. And then as your day goes, you could shed some of the mask off. You could lighten that and use more, of your own emotions, thoughts, feelings. And then as you just get warmed up, and then you can start dropping that. But if I don't have a mask, very little is going to get done, and that is going to lead to real problems down the road, and I don't want to deal with that. We have to avoid that at all costs. Just that giving into that. That all or nothing idea. No, that's not the case. Just like so people would push back against what I just said, just because it's what you're doing is you're putting out false things, false information, just to make a buck. Well, I don't do art to make a buck. My art serves a purpose. And that purpose is to provide a therapeutic resource for myself, but also to hopefully do some good. And by putting out art that I know will find its way into hands of people who will take that art and actually give money, that's what I'm doing. And I get it. You can call me a whore, you can call me whatever you want, and I understand the argument about keeping transparency in art and all that stuff. But I see it serving a bigger purpose than that. And so, and that makes me feel good. If my art could make money and help somebody, then that to me is the most important thing. Way more important than just the idea that this is some kind of sacred thing that loses power if it's not 100% transparent, or 100% what I'm thinking or feeling at that moment. It's not just the pure result of angst and emotion. It's so as long as I keep it in perspective, to the perspective of what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to achieve some peace of mind. I'm trying to achieve some good in the community. That's for me the importance. And everyone has to answer the questions to their own. What are you doing? How how transparent is it? How honest is it? But how is it? How what is its capacity to last? To do good and to feel good. And so, if by far being honest to your thoughts and feelings and emotions is the most important thing to you, well then, you have to do what you have to do. Life, I find, is just not, is mostly gray area. And it's what we do with that gray area that's the most important thing. So, anyway, I hope you got something out of that. I don't know. I never know. I always get something out of it because I get a chance to like flap my gums back and forth. So it does me good. Anyway, we'll move forward. I'm gonna do some more on this, and then I got another dog in the wings, waiting to. I haven't got it like toned and everything, so I did both of these at the same time. So another doggy. Yeah, this one's like a lab. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it. Oh, I can't get it anyway. So that one's coming next. I did both the drawings at the same time. And then from dogs, are we gonna do cat? Yeah, I'm gonna probably do a tiger or something because tigers are cool. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, yeah. Have a great day. Keep fighting. We'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.